Today I want to talk about something a little different. I'm not much for bragging or boasting, but I want to brag a little bit. My name is Anton. I'm the owner and the founder-operator of Drive Stick Shift, a stick shift driving school operating out of Brooklyn, New York. I've been teaching stick for about 14 years now. And I've been doing it for 14 years. The majority of them as a side hustle, and now it's my full-time gig. And it's like that because I love it to death. I am quite fortunate, quite lucky. I get to do what I love. I get to teach people stick. That is not the thing that I'm bragging about. All right, maybe just a little bit. But the biggest thing I want to brag about is the perk of this job. I meet people who, quite a niche sector of our community, but they're there. Automatic drivers who want to learn manual, or just brand new drivers who want to learn and start a manual. The second part is a little bit, it's massively much more uncommon, but I've had more of those people coming to me. From the people that have come to me over the years, in a year, back when it was a side hustle, I used to teach about like 150 people a year. Now I'm up to about 400 a year. We'll see, maybe about 350. Don't have the numbers in front of me. Anyway, I get to meet quite a few people, and the biggest advantage is that mostly these folks are unique. They're interesting. If you're one of my students, you're watching this, I'm talking about you, and this is not just blatant flattering, because I'm not about that. You know, use inflating a person's ego until it bites them in the butt. Usually the people who already know how to drive, they afford a car, they don't need to learn manual, right? Like the ones that want to do it, they want a different experience out of their everyday drive. They're doing this because they're traveling to a foreign country where they know that they'll need to know manual. And usually not just one, usually these are the people that travel a bunch. Because the first time they traveled, they learned that getting a manual would be a lot more affordable. And then being that they're doing it often enough, traveling internationally to the countries where manual is predominant, which is pretty much all of them. Canada, America, Russia, a lot of countries that are very developed, first world nation, they have more automatics. Everyone else, manual is still dominant, hands down. So I get to meet a lot of interesting people, business owners who want to get a unique car, the folks who travel. This is how I discovered the Mongol Rally. I had no idea what the Mongol Rally is. If you don't know what it is, check it out. It's hosted by The Adventurist. Just crazy. And The Adventurist, you guys are something else. I love what you do. Mongol Rally. It's a giant rally where you like start out of Europe, I think London, you get a car or a motorcycle. If it's a car, the engine needs to be under 1,000 cc's, under a liter. If it's a bike, it needs to be, I think, 125 or 250 cc's. Anyway, just itty bitty cars. And then you take it from London into Europe, through Europe, through Turkey eventually, into the Middle East, through the Middle East, into Asia, and I believe it used to end in Mongol territory, which was Russia, but now since Russia is in a conflict state, the adventurers pulled out that Russia is the last stop. But anyway, cool adventure, and I only knew about it because of my students. Some of them, they want to do rallies, they want to do races, they want to get a job that requires it. I've had stuntmen come to me, and stunt women. Oh, those guys are always something else. And honestly, in my thousands and thousands of people that I've taught, I've never once had someone that I've needed to ask to leave. So even the students that were maybe a little bit difficult, no matter what, we always got along. There's some kind of common ground that we could always find. But the majority of them have students come through with me, they want to get a dream car. Sometimes they come through afterwards, let me drive their dream car, which, good God, that has been just something else. Yeah, so with that feature, I've got to drive things like a Mitsubishi Evolution. That is my favorite car now. I'm going to get one. There's no question about it. I've got to drive Miatas. I've got to drive Porsche 911s. I've got to drive Lambos. I've got to drive a Hellcat. Yo, Chef Boy, thank you. That thing is still a beast. That is still the highest horsepower car that I've got to touch. I've got to drive Speed 3s. Anyway, the list goes on and on. I'm not going to have all of them here. That is also one of my outline favorite features, the cars I get to drive and the people I get to meet. Quite a few of these folks have become my friends. You know who you are. So I love what I do. If you're anywhere in the world where you can do what you love, that there is a hobby that you can turn into a profession, I highly recommend it because you will meet other like-minded people. And you will find just a work experience that is like nothing else. You still have to suffer. I hate doing marketing. hate doing accounting. I do it. Don't get me wrong. When I worked for employers, there was stuff I hated to do. But also, it's just a lot better to have to self-run my own account than for somebody else who, you know, doesn't really appreciate me. Anyway, so yeah, that's my little brag. And overall, also thank you. Thank you to my students. You guys made this possible. All right, they're calling back a second time. I got to take this